there's a lot of, what if my cat, gets on my sofa and pukes a hairball? Like, what if this happens or this doesn't happen? I have my thesis. We'll see if it plays out or not. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, and I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. Until we see what the result of the reverse carry trade is going to be and where Tether sits after that, I'm going to continue under the assumption that they are going to go illiquid, and that XRP is going to need to replace it on the exchanges, very similar to what Shane Ellis put out in his theory. Again, everything that I've compounded and put together here is an amalgamation of other people smarter than me that have talked about this stuff for a long time, and I think it'll be orchestrated in a specific scenario to derive the outcome that we're all hoping for. If it's not, well, let's just play that out real quick. Tether doesn't blow up. Crypto markets don't have the demand. XRP doesn't see 3 to 4 digits. The back end of the stock market doesn't move to real-time settlement. We have huge unrealized losses across the board. Investment banks go under. The world, as we know it, the financial paradigm implodes on itself. We have a credit crisis, an ICE 9 event where no money moves, and we go back to Mad Max. So if Tether needs to blow up for XRP to move to the situation where it can provide the solution in this scenario, I think they're going to do that. Maybe they don't have to pull that lever. Maybe the BlackRock ETF and the Evernorth and the demand from the institutions is enough. I don't think it's going to be, though. I think you're going to need the additional demand from the exchanges, and that's what's going to cause the supply shock, is when the exchanges need XRP, they're not going to be selling it. And people are going to be clamoring for it. And when there's way more demand than there are, is supply on the market, that's when you're going to see huge price movement on the exchanges and on the open market, and that's what would drive it to have enough liquidity to start facilitating things. If exchanges don't go illiquid and Tether doesn't blow up, I don't know that there's enough demand for the supply shock to happen at the scale we need it to for us to get out of this financial crisis that we're on the precipice of.